Okay, so now that you have all your parts completed for the guide rod, let's figure out how to make it an assembly. So we're gonna open up an assembly. And then we just drag in all our parts. Alright, so once you have all your parts in, we'll need to duplicate some of them. So these three, we only need one, but these ones, we need a couple amounts. So we'll just select this part. I'm clicking over here. And then we'll go Control C, Control V. There we go. Same for this part. Control CV. And this part we'll need 6 of. Alright. Now then we'll need to make all these into one component. So we're going to do that with the mate tool right up here. We're going to first click this. Mate selections. Let's select this. And this. Inside here. Make sure it's highlighting that orange cylinder, not like an edge or something. Go. Now it is stuck in there. And we also want to make sure this and this are mated. Now that everything is in line, we'll just mate this face to this face. Now I did forget to rotate this part. I don't know the direction. And we'll just say that's fine. These all parts need to be rotated. Remove components, rotate components. And instead of free jag, we've done about delta XY. We want to flip them about the Z axis. 90. There we go. And then these need to be rotated as well. Wrote these, the x-axis here. All right, now we got everything in our right position. So this has been mated to this, but you see it still slides, and we don't really want that. We want it to be fixed. So let's go back to our mates. Select this face to this face. And then we're actually going to go to the distance here. And this should be in millimeters, so discard on that. Flip the millimeters. So 20. How's that look? Let's try 10. 15? Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, 15 looks about right. Alright. And we just need to add in these screws. I forgot to flip the direction of these. See if mate will just allow it. It will. Now it's just the grindy process of just mating everything. I'll get back to you on these bolts, because these ones have a very specific thing that they need. These ones are just standard mate to the cylinder, the mate face to face. So, in order to do these, they're a bit more difficult than just centering on here. We need to do offsets of this face, offset this face, and then mate to the surface. That's 3 mates per bolt. Grab our thing, we're going to click the cylinder of the bolt. We're going to click this face. And we're going to make an offset distance of 2 millimeters. No, 4 millimeters. Yeah. I had to flip the dimension. I don't know if you will need to. Then we're going to select it again. Select the cylinder. And then select this face here. And they're going to have a distance offset of 5. And we'll just mate that to there we go. To be centered in that slot. I'm going to do the same for this bolt. And here is the assembly. We'll just close out of our mates here. This is the assembly almost complete. The last thing we need to do is save an exploded view. So those get saved to here on the configurations tab right here. Right now we just have our default. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in a, where is it? Exploded view. So for exploded views, you kind of need to make sure you're doing everything properly, which is unfortunate. I'm going to hit exploded view. We're going to do step by step. We're going to look at this exploded view for reference. So everything's going to come with the back. So let's do that. We're going to select this body first. We're going to grab the Z, push it back, then right click. Don't move the mouse. right click without moving the mouse will move to the next step. I'm going to do this with all these parts. Okay, now once you have your exploded view, you're going to hit the check mark. Now then, if you come to this tab right here, this configuration memory, your exploded view should be in here, under the default. And if you have multiple exploded views, I believe you can like make sure to hide them or something like that, and select which one you want. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Now we just need to make this blueprint. So we go to, first of all, save your part. Drop down, make a drawing from parts as assembly. We're actually going to do a B landscape right here. Start with B. Now I'm going to come in, let's grab an isometric here off this menu. We're going to drag in an isometric. And then we're going to go up to the drawing tab, go to model view, double click that, make sure it has this exploded view state. I'm going to drop that in. Now then we can just mess with the sizing, use custom scale. I'm going to drop this down just slightly. I'm going to grab over on annotation tab. We're going to grab the balloons right here. And then just start clicking. 1, 2, 3, part 4, part 5, and part 6. Grab those again, do the same thing on here. Then we want to grab in a table, so we're going to go under tables. We're going to grab the bill of materials. I'm just going to drop it in. You have to select a model view before you do it. Once you grab it in, you can change the descriptions, change everything. You can edit your sheet format, so just double click this right here, this sheet format, double click that. You broaden it here, then you can add in your right. And after that, all you need to do is to add a new page. And to come down here to add sheet, add sheet. And we're going to change this, so we're going to right click and go to properties. Sorry, we're going to right click over here under sheet. We're going to go to properties, change it to an A landscape. Then we can just go to drawing, model view, browse, and open up your parts. It's the same as what we've been doing. We'll just dimension these parts, and there you go. Now, one thing to keep in mind for when you're doing these, if you click your thing, you go to drawing, and then you go to projected view. Now you can get those isometrics. Want that isometric. We're going to want that isometric. How's isometric a U? Now, once you've gotten all your dimensioning done, you'll notice, and you've put balloons on it, you'll notice that all the balloons say 1. And if you try and change it, it'll give you an error message. What I want you to do is select your balloon, and you go down over here under settings, under balloon type, hit next, text, sorry, and you can change it like that. There you go. Now the next thing we need to do is to add in our table here. So there's a table here like this. Now this is not the bill of materials table, this is some separate table, and we also need to add in this text. I'm just going to highlight, Control C, I'm going to create a note here. Remember that is right click to do that. To open up this menu, if you hold down right click, and grab some text, and then let's just pop it in, Control V, perfect. And we'll also need to copy this table. I'm going to add in just the general table. Columns, it's going to have 3 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So it turns out you have to do these all individually. Oh, fun. Alright, and now once you have all of your sheets done and dimensioned, you should be ready to save it as a PDF. There you go.